Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Vladi and Ducky. We're here for the ETF2L Season 17 powered by TTE Sports Division 1 Week 4 fixture, going back in time with the wildcards for a game between Russians and a Euro mix. It's GGWP.pro versus Superstars only, and this is a crucial fixture here in Division 1, Vladi.
Yeah, it is. Both teams are fighting for the top spot, and we will see who will take the win today.
Yeah, hopefully we've got a little bit of time here before the teams go live, but there has been some serious drama going down in Europe the last few days. I wrote an article there on teamfortress.tv outlining some of the Premiership stuff, but it's had an impact on Division 1. Mike, who sort of rage quit AO Girl, went to Yeah Come On, then ended up leaving Yeah Come On in the lurch, even though they have like 3 games to play in the next 4 days. So now, Yeah Come On were without a roamer and without hope. They decided to fold, and that meant that a lot of teams in Division 1 ended up getting the results reverted to default wins against them, which meant that 425 went from being number 1 to being number 2, I think. So Lethal Weapon, aka GGWP.pro, jumped up into first place, and now it's all to play for, really. I think everybody can still get first place out of those 3 top teams I mentioned, 425 and GGWP.pro and the Superstars only. Superstars only need to win like 3 games maybe to go first. And this is the first game of theirs that we're going to be casting. There's going to be another one tomorrow night on Monday and maybe another one later in the week. But wow, this is genuinely exciting stuff, Vladi.
Yeah, it is. They're playing their biggest competitors for the division win tonight, I think. So this will be a real crucial match, probably.
Yeah, and we're going to be here, like I said, for a week 4 game, so that means it's going to be back to Metalworks and Process. Metalworks is a map that is really divided opinion, or maybe everybody just hates it, but it's people struggle to find to give me good reasons why it's bad. It's just sort of an oppressive atmosphere. I think it's like this industrial theme seems to get people's moods down. It's too dark or something. I don't know. Have you played it much, Vladi?
Not really. I played an official on it actually, but yeah, we didn't really practice for it. We just went in and actually lost the map. So, but I don't particularly dislike it. I think it's different from the other maps somehow. It's a bit bigger and wider. That's how I felt. So the soldiers are really a strong weapon on this map, probably.
Yeah, I think soldiers in middle can be pretty devastating. They're sort of like it's a fairly small middle by some standards. Like if you compare it to say Gully Wash or Badlands, it's quite confined. So soldiers can come from certain blind spots behind walls or whatever. There's little distance to cover. So there's always that battle of soldiers versus scouts. That I guess is just TF2 in a nutshell, in 6s at least. But it'll be interesting to see what exactly happens there. The demo men rollouts are pretty boring unless you're Kiedis and you can do some sticky magic floating through the air. So I'm not sure how much rollouts are going to affect the mid results. But in terms of the teams right here, going back to the start of the season, you had Lethal Weapon who are now here playing as GGWP, GG Well Played, whatever you want to call them. They were contenders for Premiership. They made it into that Premiership playoff and were unsuccessful, lost out to Phoenix in the end up. And Superstars only, they didn't fancy themselves as Premiership contenders, but they've sort of grown throughout the season. They've made a few adjustments to their roster, and the team they have now, it's actually quite strong. They've got Fanva and Dr. Leon here on Scout. You're going to have Towson and Sunny Black playing the soldier roles. I couldn't even tell you which one is going to roam, but we got Commander X, of course, our TFTV caster, who is playing the medic here, and their demo man. Who is their demo man? I almost forget.
I'm not even sure either.
I do know it's Warher, yeah. But he's playing with a Ukrainian flag or something there, just to confuse me.
Yeah, it confused me as well. Of course, Warher, yeah.
The most damaging demo man in I-49, you know, he topped the stats there, much to the...
He is definitely a Prem demo, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, he's a beast for sure.
And Dr. Leon has some Premiership experience himself as well, so they should be good to go.
He's a bit of a dinosaur, a bit like myself, except I had the good sense to stop playing TF2 because I'm terrible. Dr. Leon, he's still here competing. Just pack it up, buddy. Nobody wants to see you play, Leon. Get out
Yeah,
of here.
I remember when I started when I started playing TF2, like in season 5 or something. He was already an old school player playing with Fackel Brigade, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's an FB legend. Maybe we've got time for a quick roster rundown here on the Russian side. Gonna have White Glow on Medic, Shadowburn doing the roams, and Forsaken on Pocket. Shadowburn a lot of hype at the start of the season. I'm sure we'll be watching some bizarre rollouts and pointless jumps from him. You got GDK, the legendary Kritzkrieg demo man, paired up with White Glow. And then on Scout, we're going to have MSH, aka Messiah, and he's going to be joined by Unhuman. The Scout for the main season was Yangpai, but Unhuman is another Russian player who seems to have stepped in to fill the role. But we are going to go live here, so if you have just joined us, this is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Vladi, and Ducky, bringing you ETF2L Season 17, powered by TT Sports Division 1 Week 4 action. It's GGWP.pro versus Superstars Only. Onto the first middle, Vladi, and GDK is rolling out from the top side, and he seems to have totally denied the Superstars Only team initially, but the Scouts come flying out and they find Shadowburn. Shadowburn's drawing attention, takes the men pack, and he's not actually that weak. He's forcing Superstars Only to sort of fight on two flanks here. He's behind. Shadowburn actually gets a frag there onto Tyson as Forsaken jumps forward, picks up War. And the Russians have turned it into a 4-on-4, but that last frag there, as MSH gets Sunny Black, will stack the fight in their favour, and the position was already good for them there on middles.
Yeah, they were on the point, so they could take it easily, and the Superstars just had to leave out middle.
I think Commander X went down during that engagement. He's back on the field right now, but he's a slight uber disadvantage. Shadowburn actually got the Commander X frag there, I think, and he will have uber in time though. He's been building pretty quickly with his team. It's going to be Medigun versus Medigun, and here they have a heavy weapons guy on last. That's going to be tough to break, buddy.
Yeah, GG has to try to get a pick here somehow. They can't push us 6v6 when Uber is versus Uber. At least not commit for it fully, because they will surely have to Uber early.
Oh, look at Shadowburn, he's coming in for the force here. Jumps through the window, gets the drop onto Commander X. Huge play there from Shadowburn.
And
now
there's the Uber coming in on the point, yeah.
They've got ×3 there, they're just going to go straight for the point, and everybody's just standing there holding their head in their hands, I think, on the Superstars Only side. But that jump from Shadowburn, that was dope, man. He just like surfed round through the window, 2 rockets onto the medic. Commander X just couldn't believe that somehow he'd got in between all those red players and got that medic drop. That was sick. Thank you, Shadowburn. Already this game is good.
So we have the second middle coming up. Let's see if Superstars can do something now.
GDK's trading sticky damage here with War. Whips out the pipes, but he's playing pretty defensive. Both them not really wanting to commit. Now Dr. Leon steps forward and finds GDK on the floor. MSH is going to get Sunny Black.
They get another frag
efforts as well, but MSH is going a little spray here. Comes in behind underneath, gets the frag onto War, but can't get the medic. Puts pressure onto Commander X, but the position is much better there from Superstars Only. They're going to be able to cap, and they're even poking ahead into the lobby here. They want to get aggressive, it seems.
Yeah, they're gonna face Uber versus Uber soon if they don't get back now. They're holding close now. They're falling back and coming in front again. They picked the soldier and the Ubered. So Commander X has to try to get out with the Uber now. Oh, he actually forced on the scout. They have the better Uber, and the Ukrainians, or rather Russians, have to leave.
Yeah, that was interesting there from Commander X. You might say that he dropped Tyson, but he at least, the fact that he just stepped back and got away from it, he had sacrificed the player for the force, but there was nobody else there. Like, it would have been a good play if somebody had been there to back him up, like to come in on the Uber, but it was just a scout, and he couldn't do much against like those fully buffed players. Really needed his demo man War to be there to clean up or try and make something happen with it, or he could have just ran away all the way back to middle. But that Uber exchange happened, and it wasn't really favourable there for Superstars Only. They're now back on last, or no, on CP2.
Second, yeah, it cost them the middle. They didn't have enough people and positions.
Charged. He's about to come in. Oh, Forsaken comes in, gets launched by a sticky, knocked forward slightly, and is able to land his second rocket onto Commander X. Gets his medic pick. Sort of per position there, or slightly unfortunate, I guess, for Superstars, but they have lost their medic.
But the scouts are coming in here, contesting the point together with the soldier, and they're getting good frags. They're getting good frags here. Sunny Black is still on the point.
Dr. Leon and Fanva, they were pumping out some big damage there. And then War trades with Shadowburn.
Yeah, it was those two scouts just pumping a lot of damage out onto them, and the soldiers came in at the perfect time to deny that second cap.
Yeah, it's something you see so often in TF2. Where it's like it's a good reaction. If your medic dies, just go for it. Go in and trade, do as much damage as possible. But Superstars managed to make that work. But at the same time, GG, well played. They need to be aware of that. They need to be like almost slightly defensive after you get that medic pick, or collapse a little bit onto your own medic, try and keep him alive. But it turned into a real trade situation there, and instead of losing the round, Superstars only have managed to shore up the defenses here. Now they're back in a pretty even Uber fight. Actually a slight advantage here from Commander X, but the Superstars only guys, they're going to be feeling quite defensive now. You know, they've just about held on to CP2. They've got their medic back on the field. I'm not sure how confident they're going to be in pushing. They might just sit here and wait for the Russians to push. Look at Shadowburn. Look at Shadowburn. Oh!
He's coming in again. And he forces him. Commander X had like 20 HP left, so he had to do Uber, and now Tosan was going in to get the force off. GG, well played. And they used that to push in, actually, and stack the point. Well,
this isn't really a good situation though. There comes Sunny Black up onto the medic, gets White Glow with 2 rockets. And the Russians really continued to commit to that push, even though they were at a man disadvantage, and they had no control of that underside.
Yeah, now the heavy club that are remaining get sandwiched by the scouts and the demo man spamming from the door. So GDK will go down here. Now the Superstars can actually look to push to middle and at least get some cap time on it, maybe.
Uh-oh, he's in the valley there. It's Shadowburn. He's skip jumping around the place. He's picked up a kit. He's on middle, and Superstars can definitely hear him jumping around. They're going to be worried about the threat.
Yeah, they saw him as well.
Look at the Uber situation right now. Commander X with a commanding a lead here, 40% extra, or in addition to what White Glow currently has. He's almost got Uber charge. They will be poised to push right now, and it'll be interesting to see who or where they're going to push from. Like, they can see 3 or 4 blue players.
And Commander X dies.
Gets bombed.
He gets bombed by Shadowburn again. It's like his third medical. Oh no, it's his second medical, and 1 crucial force there on the second.
I don't think it was actually a drop, but he must have been like 90-95% right there. Commander X trusting in his team to save him, and that's a couple of times I feel like he's been let down. But now instead of going in, the situation right there wasn't good for the remaining Superstars only players to go in and try and get the force off onto White Glow, because their health wasn't great and their position wasn't great. They didn't seem confident, so they've just backed off. They've managed to keep 6 players up, which is good, but they're still at a significant Uber disadvantage, so they need to try and buy time here. They're probably not going to be able to hold on to their own CP2, but they can at least buy time and keep building their own Uber charge back onto last. They do actually get the force out here. Don't agree with that move from White Glow. He's popped off his charge and they're going to lead ahead for Forsaken, but not a great Uber right now. There's 2 players behind though. They might be able to clean up pretty cheaply, and there's Forsaken actually getting Dr. Leon for free in the lobby in this.
And another scout down for Superstars now, so GG will probably looking to push this here. Even without Uber against Uber, they will try to get some picks from middle, spam a bit.
Yeah, at the very least, you know, they'd be looking to force Commander X's Uber here. They actually throw a scout onto the point there to get a little bit of time. You see Unhuman going down, so he might choose to off-class here. He's got an option, but there's a soldier coming in. Commander X forced the pop again, and Shadowburn is the man doing the work.
Yep, that's how it feels well.
Oh, look at that. Tyson goes in to try and put some damage and control the door, but Forsaken just steps out and makes him his bitch. There's a scout below as well. Dr. Leon gets Forsaken, but Fanva goes down there. So it's still a man advantage here for the Russians. They managed to block the point as well. There's a threat of a back cut there, but there's so few players up right now for Superstars only. Commander X lands an Uber saw, but he's backing off. The charge has been popped. He's going to go down for sure. Tyson, only man alive, but he's in the spawn room. He's not going to be able to make it there, and that's 2-0 with how many minutes left? 21 minutes left here on the clock.
Yeah, Superstars will have to change something on the middle in order to take better control. I feel like the soldiers of GG really do a great job of intimidating them, really. So let's see how they switch up for the next middle.
Yeah, Forsaken, he's followed up on the distraction of Shadowburn usually, but Shadowburn goes straight in and dies now. Forsaken is going forward on Commander X. He gets Commander X. There's no protection there. Nobody's looking for that soldier bomb. And Commander X goes down, but they have a man advantage here, and the health is pretty bad right now for GG. They are going to get cleaned up. Maybe the MSH has something to say about that. Turns around, kills War, now drops down and frags Leon Unhuman, actually onto Leon Messiah onto Sunny Black, but there's Fanva with the 2k. they're going to be able to hold on to middle here and manage to take control of that point. They'll get the Commander X has just spawned, but he's got nobody to build with, so there probably won't be that much of an uber advantage. But he will probably spawn forward here. I'm looking to see some Russian crits, but they don't usually bring out the crits until they're actually losing in rounds, so let's hope for a 2-2 soon. Here is White Glow coming forward with Forsaken. They're just regrouping here on CP2, the Russian blue number 2 point. And they have a slight uber advantage because CX decided to spawn forward, but it's not really going to come into effect here. They're not likely to be the team that are pushing, even though they are Russians and Russians love to push. Both teams sitting back here in fairly defensive positions. They were going to wait until the ubers are up, then they're going to try and make some plays. But right now it's hard to tell which route they want to take. You see War's positioned there in the valley. He's eyeballing a scout. Or sorry, that's Sunny Black on the roof. Wow, how can I confuse a demo man with a soldier of War's watching the lobby? You see, doing a little tunt here. Look at War, he's tunting so that he can see round the corner and see if his sticky trap should be detoned. One of the greatest features Val ever added was the allowing demo man to detonate stickies whilst tunting.
Well, GG will not be looking to push here. They will just wait on the point. I think made it really hard to push from second, so Superstars has to make the move here somehow. They are spamming from the left side, or rather War together with a soldier, but Sunny Black gets picked off here. So there will be no push for Superstars right now, and Dr. Leon gets picked off as well.
The flank just opened up there by one play from Unhuman, stepped in, took out Sunny, and then managed to win the one-on-one with Leon as well. Tyson does get him, but it's still a good trade, you know, 2 players for 1 right there. And here comes the uber trade on middle. War gets MSH, sort of put himself into the line of fire there, but GDK also gets a scout onto Fanva. War is putting out tons of damage here, and it looks like his team are going to be able to clean up as GG will play, look for the exit. Their medic White Glow is backing off alone underneath. He's getting chased by a scout, but GDK descends from the heavens to land a pipe into his face. Sunny Black is going to clean up GDK, but at least White Glow managed to survive. Now Commander X is the medic under pressure. MSH has managed to pick up War, who was way forward there.
But Fenrir saved him right there. He came from spawn and just saved his life, and they're going back now to build a bit and to wait for the rest of the team, especially War, to respawn.
Yeah, it seemed like War didn't get the memo, you know, that Commander X was really in trouble in the valley there. He was still forward, like wondering where his team were, but he wasn't able to do much there. He's gone down. He will be last to die and last to respawn here. The Russians are already coming in on the fact that there's no demo man here. The threat of stickies is reduced. Shadowburn's in behind in the lobby. Sorry, it's Forsaken, and he gets cleaned up by Tyson. Tyson is going to take that as his cue to move forward. He's taking an aggressive stance here on the crates. War jumps forward as well. Lots of damage being put out here. And the Russians find themselves without Unhuman, the scout. Forsaken's about to respawn, but this is a good spot here for Superstars only to move forward and take ground, try and maybe trade Ubers here before these spawns come in. There's Shadowburn going down as well. The situation keeps getting better as the force comes in. Dr. Leon goes in and forces as scout. He's probably going to go down here. He does go down just below the point, but this is a great opportunity here for Superstars only to get a point on the board. Fanbug picks up a frag onto MSH on the flank. Now they're coming forward here, Vladi. They haven't even popped Uber yet.
Yeah, they will just get this point for free and have the Uber for the last point, and they will push him. They will be pushing straight away. They will going through lobby right now, and will be looking to push this with the Uber. But War gets dropped, and now this will be a hard push for them.
Oh,
GDK like, is alive.
Soda wants to continue. That was Tyson going in deep, but couldn't land a fatal rocket onto White Glow. Did a lot of damage to force him back, but then everybody just goes for the point, and without the Leon there to create that meat grinder. Can Leon get the medic pick? He does!
And he gets the demo pick and takes the round. The carry Leon right there.
Wow. Impressive stuff there from Dr. Leon. It seems he has still got some moves. I'm sorry I told you not to play Leon. You're the real deal. And now it's going to be 2-1 here as we go to the 4th middle. 16 minutes left on the clock. And Superstars only have turned it into a 1-round game, but War's going to roll out top, eats a pre-fired sticky there from GDK. Shadowburn super fast, but super denied there by Fanva and War. And this is going to give Superstar some confidence here.
It was the 4th middle where Shadowburn jumped right away. He doesn't always do the same jump, but he jumps right away, so if they look out real early for him,
Look
And they
at
have an easy job
CX.
picking him off. But Commander X under pressure here, gets out, gets the health pack, and is safe with this Demo Man war now. And they will take middle surely. And will be maybe looking to push second.
Yeah, MSH unable to connect with Commander X there. He had the overdose out at 70%, so he was moving at 7% faster than his normal speed. I guess that was too much for MSH. Here comes Forsaken and looking to sacrifice for the Force, but Commander X positioning is good. He's pretty weak. He stepped back there. No Uber pop just yet. Shadowburn wants to try and follow up as well. They're both poised there to try and make something happen. There's oh, look at this. Forsaken has dropped. Shadowburn's dropped down behind. He finds a scout, lands one rocket, can hit the second, but Unhuman picks up the frag. Shadowburn now hiding inside the med pack room there in alley. And does Tyson know he's there? No, he survives. Tyson jumps away, but Shadowburn's on his tits right now. Now he steps into the lobby. Shadowburn seems to be everywhere. Gets a frag onto Leon. And Unhuman stepped forward and cleaned up Tyson. He was pretty weak there, and this is pretty shambolic right now from Superstars only. They are really struggling. Superstar, aka Commander X, who the team is named after, pops off his Uber. War jumps in, but gets air shot right there. He's going to get annihilated. The Uber comes in from the Russians anyway, but they have definitely lost that middle point. And it looks like GG could push ahead to CP4 if they so choose.
Shadowburn spread so much confusion it actually put out a real deal of damage, so that just the Superstars just fell apart. And they're back on last again now. Even with the slight disadvantage of Uber, and Commander X gets jumped by Forsaken again and gets devastated.
Yeah, these Russian soldiers, they're super aggressive. They're happy to take those trades, and like that's a opportune moment to sacrifice there. Even if he goes in and dies, his team are definitely not going to get or it's going to be tough for Superstars only to push back. But here comes the Ubercharge left hand side on the attacking perspective. Whiteglow's going to bring everybody in, big flashes all round, and they actually lost one
Dr.
or
Leon
two there on
is
entry.
now.
Oh wow, that was maybe a little bit of hubris there. They thought, yeah, we've got this one in the bag, we're just going to bring everybody in and smash it, but they didn't. And there's a player behind though. Who could it be? It's Forsaken actually here. 40 health on last. Whips out the shit stick, gets the frag there with the escape plan. There's a scout from the window, drops onto the point, can't connect the melee hits there, and he will go down, but attempted big play, shut down by Fan with the late spawner, and Superstars only managed to cap CP2, and they're ready to move forward here as well, but they're missing Dr. Leon right now. Forsaken down for GG, so maybe things are going to go into a little bit of a stalemate. These teams don't seem confident to push even at the best of times.
But they do have 50% Uber advantage, so I think they will be looking, they have to be looking to push middle, but Tony Black went down now, so they have a disadvantage of one. As soon as, I think it was Forsaken being down for GG, will come back to middle, he should be back now. So Superstars can't really push on this, although they had the Uber, they still have the Uber advantage, and they know about it.
Yeah, I feel like they have to push. They're still around down here. We played at the clock in Europe, there's only 12 minutes left. And teams can really sandbag. Like this map in particular, there are some pretty tight chokes in indoor areas. You can definitely do Uber trades quite successfully.
There's Shadowburn coming in on Commander X as well, but he can only get one rocket off on him. So Commander X seems to be fine for now, until Forsaken comes in as well.
You know, Commander X was saying his prayers there, hoping that somebody would kill Shadowburn before he connected another rocket. But they're going to move forward on that mana bunnies. That's the right thing to do. But Shadowburn will probably be back in the fight by the time the Ubers come in and are faded. Oh, Whiteglow immediately pops his charge. He's actually got his demo man behind him, so I'm not sure how much chasing they're going to be able to do off this. War was in there, he's jumped out as well, but both teams have managed to keep 6 players up. As I say that, Messiah goes down, MSH is dead, but the health is pretty shockingly low here in Superstars only, and the pause comes in. It wouldn't be ETF2L if we didn't have a pause every goddamn map. I ain't really mad though, don't worry Vladi, we're cool.
Oh, I'm relieved then. But it says for me connection problem, is that like...
Oh no, maybe it isn't a pause, maybe the server has crashed then. Or
for me it seems like it says connection problem in the top, lost connection now.
Oh dear. Let's hold our breath here. I've messaged Commander X. I'll check its game on Steam, see are they still playing. Yeah, it looks like they're actually still playing. So maybe somebody just killed our STV. That is no good. I'll have to set it up again, I guess. Vladi, can you sing We need some filler right now. Oh, the STV's up again. It's just our end. We're going crazy here. Ducky, he's on the case. I'm gonna rejoin. Vladi, are you in?
Give me a second, I'm rejoining now.
Talk about your mood killer. I was getting really excited right now. I will be momentarily back in the server.
I wonder what happened though.
Let's just put it down to the gods of TF2. They don't want us to cast this game. Dicker messaged me and he reckons it's because MSH is streaming. Somebody is attacking the STV. Could be that, but we are back in STV right now. There's 10 minutes left on the clock as I see it. I understand Ducky's in there too, so everybody can see it. And we're back in action. Vladi, take it away.
Yeah, Superstars are looking to push last here, but they don't have an Uber advantage. I'm not entirely sure what happened on second, but they seem to manage to cap it somehow. And they will be have to be looking to push last as soon as they have a Uber.
Yeah, they have a tiny advantage. Hopefully they're aware that it's going to be an equal Uber situation here, so they don't overcommit too much. There's still 9 minutes 30 on the clock here, so plenty of time for a Superstars comeback. They're sitting in lobby here plotting how to come back, and I'm just trying to figure out what they want to do. They're going to try and bring Tyson in on the flank, but GDK has stickies there already, and he's going to det. Tyson goes in as well. Sorry, Sunny Black goes in as well to try and get the force off, and they have managed to get a force. Didn't see who exactly it was. Famba went down there as well, but they sacrificed 3 players for the Uber effectively, and they're getting flanked right now. They need to be careful there. Commander X sees the soda coming in behind.
They will be going for last. They will be going for last. But
they just need to get frags here. There's a couple of players behind they can kill as well. They're trying to go directly into the combo though. Tyson has cleaned up Unhuman behind, but MSH is behind as well actually. He's taking out Tyson. Shadowburn gets Leon and it's turning into a little bit of a sketchy situation right now. Fanva steps forward and takes out GDK. That's significant. No demo man up right now for the Russians. War can move forward, sticky the point. As we see the scout of Fanva drawing players down there, but he didn't seem to have much loaded. He couldn't put out a lot of damage in that situation, or at least he didn't deliver in terms of damage. And now Commander X is running for his life here, tries to save Sunny Black, but he doesn't have enough healing power in that medigun. They're going to back out. They will be able to hold on to a second, but these pushes are pretty all over the place, Vladi.
Now GG is pushing again. They're even pushing with the heavy out. They kept no one of last, if I'm not mistaken. So they're pushing with full force out to second. And Superstars have no other option than leave to middle.
Actually, in there.
War got another frag here, and Dr. Leon as well, so they might be looking to retake this now. It's some kind of chaotic place going on right now at Admirable.
Yeah, it looks like they just want to trade after Commander X went down there. I think it seemed like Superstars had lost count of the Uber game. Forsaken managed to get in on an Uber and pick up that medic frag, but eventually Superstars decided they were going to try and trade, but they didn't get white glow, so a big advantage here for the Russians. They've retaken control of their own CP2. They know there's a scout behind, and that's Famba getting shot down there by a rocket to the face from Forsaken. And now, with a man advantage and an Uber advantage, it has to be GG's time to push here. They're moving forward through lobby. They hear stickies, they're going to be skeptical. They have to be wary of the war sticky trap, but I think they realize it's lower. They're going to try and move in for free here. See Forsaken turning around, he can see there's no stickies, so White Glow can move in here for free without even popping off his charge, and this is a nice push right here from the Russians. They did lose Unhuman in that process. He didn't get the memo about the stickies being on that main door, but well executed there from GG. Well played. They avoided the sort of Uber leapfrog situation by taking middle for free. Now it's Uber versus Uber, and they're totally in the driving seat here. It looks like
they're going in for the single Uber. Yeah, with the single Uber on wall, but they have to fall out again because they're facing too many blue players. Now they're back on second, but they will have to make some magic happen right now. They have 2 kills, but Dr. Leon fell down himself. But anyway, Superstars will be looking to push middle now because the time is running for them.
Yeah, they really need to be pushing quickly here and not really waiting for buffs, just going on the man advantage and perhaps intimidating their opponents. They are finally pushing in, but there's a scout very forward here. Fanva is sort of on his own now. Come the rest of the red players. Nobody from the Russian side challenged him. They want to wait for GDK to respawn so they can really have a tight defense here on second. He didn't get the forward spawn though, And I hope Superstars only are going to use that and move forward here. Well, I think War is well aware that there's no Demo Man. He's putting out as much damage as he can with the sticky launcher. His shoulders are here. Tyson could jump forward. He doesn't have a full buff, but they're just sort of taking their time here. And the longer they go on here, the harder they're making it for their flank to sort of make a play on that side. Now, War's just going to walk in here, totally uncontested. Michael pops off his Uber. Commander X just gets his pops off to save his medic, but Shadowburn's down right now. It's a man advantage, so once these Ubers fade, Superstars will be looking at a good position. Dr. Leon on fire for smashing the flank there. Messiah, Unhuman go down. Both scouts down for the Russians. And Superstars only are again in a position to push last. They're about to take CP4 here. But can they do it this time, Vladi?
I hope so, because that way we will have another very tense middle fight. But still 2 down, 3 down even for GG. They respawners coming in now. So it will be a really hard push. I don't think this will go anywhere. And they realize it that second, as I say it, and fall back to lobby again.
Oh,
and Fenva goes down as well.
You know, 2 players, sacrifice 2 players there on last, you can get some off classes, whatever, but Fanva down right there, that almost gives the Russians an excuse to push, and they are moving out here into lobby. There's 2 spawns just come in there for Superstars only, and Superstars aren't even contesting CP2 here, they're all the way back. They were terrified that the Russians would push out on that 3-man advantage, but the Russians
as soon as they have Uber, they will come in. As soon as they have the Uber, they will try to contest it, they have to. But War gets taken down, and so does Dr. Leon and Sonny Black, so they have no other option than to fall out to middle with the Uber advantage, and Forsaken gets taken down. So Commander X can get back to middle securely.
Yeah, that was it was a bit brainless, or maybe there was just a delay in the push from the combo there, but it's not, the flank players shouldn't be going in there and dying to try and get the Uber force. Like you said, it was just a great spot to go in and trade Ubers and make sure that they didn't cap the point, but they gave them like 3 frags on a plate there. They just gave it away to the Russians, and every time they keep losing these players, they sort of lose the momentum. There's a heavy weapons guy in the field right now, it's Unhuman. That's going to be tough to break down here, but with this Uber advantage they have an opportunity to do it. War's walking in already, he's getting focused, the Uber comes in, they've managed to kill the heavy, but I'm not sure if they can find any more frags here. There's a soldier bottom right there, Shadowburn gives his position away with a rocket, but nobody realizes he's going to jump in now, and he's putting out damage onto 3 players here. Actually gets the frag onto War now, he's on to CX, whips out the stick. Oh, his team are following up on the damage, and the information was there. He fired a rocket earlier below, but nobody realized, or nobody remembered there was a soldier there, and he came in on the blind side. And Shadowburn, again, I mentioned him in the pre-game, he's maybe, Ip says I overhype him, but he's delivered some big plays so far this map.
Yeah, and he's like making so much room for his other players, especially the scouts and GDK as well, to come in and make plays with the room that he like made for them. With his jumps and his bombs.
Look at oh, he's actually changed off sniper, damn it. But I think Dr. Leon was in the forward spawn. They managed to get the Uber off for that though. 2 players went down. The Russians are beginning to cap CP4. They're actually sending a combo forward. Forsaken is keen to use this man advantage. He goes in deep, and he's putting most of his rockets onto a soldier here. Commander X steps behind that metal fence, but he did manage to put out damage and distract long enough for his teammates to walk in as War was trying to deal with that soldier. Everybody took their eyes off the door, and GG able to act on that distraction, move in and make it 3-1 with only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. That could be a crucial round here, sealing victory for the Russians. Maybe.
Yeah, well, Superstars will have to throw everything into this middle now, and really have to wipe them in order to have still a chance on the win of the map. So they will have to be the Russians on this middle now, but it's again coming Shadowburn in, but gets picked off immediately by Dr. Leon, and Dr. Leon gets killed by the rocket.
Yeah, I actually like that trade. If you can trade your rumor for a scout, that's great if the middle lasts longer than, 10 seconds, because you have your scouts there to clean up at the end. You have that scout advantage. But this time it hasn't worked out, as Superstars only managed to take control of the middle and keep their medic alive, and they have an Uber advantage here, and they're going to be able to push forward and take control of the entrances into that CP2 point for free. Still, Whiteglow has almost got his charge, but he doesn't even have players here. He's thinking about it. GDK walks forwards. It's crits Craig actually from CX. He pops off a very early crits. Oh, I think he sort of misread that one, but by the time I realised he had crits, it was over, man. He popped off onto War, and there was nobody there to kill, but a couple of Russians have stepped forward and said, hey, kill us, please. Now they have an option to move forward here, as the game seems to pause for me.
It's again connection problem for me. What's going on with this?
I'm gonna retry.
Same.
Maybe they changed the map or something. Who knows? But right now it was 3-1 in favor of GG. Well played. Superstars only. We're trying to come back in there onto CP4. And according to the live stats, which still seem to be working for me, I can confirm that Superstars only did actually cap around there and made it 3-2, but there's still a few minutes left here. And I'm not sure. I'm getting back into SCV. I can tell you there's 20 seconds left on the clock and we're on middle here. It looks unlikely that Superstars will be able to bring it to a golden cap. It's a 4 versus 4 game on this middle. Actually, the Russians are losing. It's down into a 3-on-3 as GDK picks up Leon, then goes down himself to Sunny Black. The Russians are outmanned here, but the clock is just not going to do any favors for Superstars only as we tick down into the last second. And it is going to end a 3-2 game here in favor of the Russians. GGWP.pro on this first map, Metalworks, and we're going to go to process shortly. But Vladi, I guess we should jump to the logs here. I'll try and find them real quick.
It was a really interesting and tense map. I really felt like the soldiers of GG Well Played made the difference here with their really aggressive kind of Russian style play style, and they put a lot of pressure on Commander X and War for that reason. So it was real hard for Superstars to use Uber advantages or do something, even get an Uber advantage, because the soldiers Forsaken and Shadowburn were always jumping in. Shadowburn in particular, especially.
Yeah, interesting when you look at the logs. Like, people love that damage stat. Shadowburn is actually outperformed by Sunny Black and Tyson, but Forsaken puts out 10k damage there. That's 371 per minute. GDK putting out 390. But there's War. You know, he loves those damage stats. War way up there at the top. Put out 12, nearly 13k, 433 damage per minute. Now, my second favorite stat has to be kills and assists and per death. If you sort it that way, you see White Glow's up top. And that sort of shows you how effective he was in the combo there with GDK, with Forsaken. He always seemed to manage to stay out, or he was in there for the fights, but he managed to get out in time and keep his deaths pretty low. So he's getting those assists and avoiding those deaths.
Yeah,
and the top 3 is like MSH, GDK, and White Glow.
It's those 4 deaths that White Glow has less than Commander X that made the real difference here, I think. And that was especially Shadowman and Forsaken picking off Commander X or putting him under pressure again and again.
Wow, check it out, sorted by kills right there, man. And you get a totally different story again. Dr. Leon doing big work as the cleanup king there, 34 frags for just under 6k damage. But MSH was a little bit behind him in 28, and Famva was up there as well. But the soldiers of Superstars only really not delivering in terms of frags, at least. But Sunny Black there with 8 air shots. Just let that one hang in the air. The logs never lie, man. 8 air shots, count them. Airshot King, Sunny Black, holla.
Straight to Prem, probably. Or maybe not. Let's see.
That's what they're hoping for.
Take the second map.
Of course, the team that finishes top with Division 1, they're going to pick up some TT Esports prizes. I think it could be some mouse pads. Don't quote me on that one, though. Sunny Black could tell me, because he's like ETF2L head admin. But also, I believe there's some money there from the private meta, could be as well. Some cash available, but the real prize is that you get promoted into the Premiership directly if you finish first. Right now, it is GGWP.pro who are top of the league. It's their position to lose. And I'm getting a message here from Commander X. Before we go to the second map, I should definitely mention War's blog. He got a new URL for that. It's warheryeah.com. That's his Demo Man blog. It's pretty entertaining. Head over and read that if you want to become a badass on stickies and pipes. He will school you. Vladi, have you read his blog?
No,
Internet's
I didn't,
going wild here for the War blog.
That's the thing I will do right after the cast. I will read all his blog entries to become a pro demo man.
I want 1,000 words on my desk on Monday morning about what you learned from War's blog. That's your homework, man.
Stickies, left click, right click, left click, right click, left click, right click.
Oh.